Hello, how are you? So this is the video number 55 of the Bring Civilization Trust. So today, this is the last episode of this playlist on YouTube, and I'll explain for anybody involved. This is sent constantly to all the parties involved in this case. The thing is, we are now on this cruising speed, which means the losses already are matured, so it's already like every month I need to update the invoices of the people that they owe me payments, and then the videos and the marketing and the whole thing behind, because my company mostly is marketing and sales, so I'm a semi-public person. The good news is that the crimes I've been victim of, they're kind of too fresh in 2018, but now the police already have defined names. So the thing is that the number one crime was redirection fraud, invoice redirection fraud. That means at the moment of paying me, let's say Jamie Williams in Texas, he was with his invoice of LEGroup in his desk. Then at some point, Tao, whatever from Orlando, showed up with his invoice, and then instead of paying me, was the person that did business with him for like 6 years. He paid this other company instead, which possibly may not even exist now. I never know. But it's Global Entrepreneur International, something like that. That's one case. Another case is Creative Solutions in Wisconsin for the billiard pool tables also. So this redirection fraud is like when at the time of paying a contract, companies they have a new invoice, and then they pay this third party instead of paying the suppliers. Instead of paying me, they pay this. Then there's elements of passive and active corruption, which means they're not that innocent. So they're not, and they know me very well, and I know them very well. So this new company there that received my payments, there was it was maybe an alibi because they paid less. So if Jamie Williams supposed to pay me like $100,000, eliminating me from the supply chain, they paid maybe $50,000 to this new company. So that means they made money out of this, so they're not that innocent on the fraud. Okay, so that's the one thing. But the other thing is, as everybody knows, that's my company main business, and I'm doing this for like all my life. So, and I survive explaining this case. I have no other choice. I mean, this is my income, it's my company, it's my business, it's what I do. So even if I go to a job interview, they need to understand why you're looking for a job. So I need to explain the whole thing, and it's obviously a horror show for myself to be repeating this over and over again. But anyways, on this, there's also interest on the media business, and because this story is very interesting, even to make documentaries also about the case in particular and the need of cyberspace security, but also and other maybe creating new stories and using this with based on real facts, fiction based on real facts. So this notification is where I'm notifying you that most important is that I'm notifying you that I'm authorized to use all the contents of everything that happened to LEGroup, mentioning names, locations, and things, because I can't tell a story without telling exactly what's the story. So I need to give elements with names, documents, proofs. There's scenes that are very interesting for filming, which is even reproducing them, which is, for example, when I was at the police station in Texas crying with a mountain of documents reporting I was being robbed, and then this, and talking to this officer, like Dublin as well. The attacks I suffered physically in Dublin, there were 3 police officers and all that. 2018, when John Rafters was dropping my furniture on the street, and also this girl that she obstructs my passage on the street, and also all these are also cinematographic images. Okay, so the thing is, on this document, I'm notifying that I have ownership of the story and the cases, and I can mention names even in interviews or something. But it's not what you guys did against me. It's not that I'm entitled to decide to check if Jamie Williams is Argentinian or Chinese or American or Mexican. That's not my business. It is maybe for Jamie Williams that was used as an alibi not to pay my bill and do all this slander defamation I've been victim of. But This is very serious professional, okay? I don't build up millions of dollars on business making jokes. So this is an authorization that I own the story between Jamie Williams and LEGroup. So I own what happened in Texas. I own the reaction of the Plano Chamber of Commerce once they were notified of the case, how they answered. So about the police station, how they function, so how this crime and how the whole thing, the attorneys, there's an attorney in Plano that she made me go there and have a meeting with her, and that's so the whole story is owned by LEGroup. So and obviously I have to give names and details and documents. So the way we're going to use the information is different, but I'm owner of that meeting, for example, where Jamie Williams, Logan Williams, and Carly Williams, that I was there at a very traumatic meeting, that I even had souvenirs from Ireland, that I even dropped them in their door. I said, look, I have wine. It was his birthday, and I was like, I had a whiskey from Ireland and stuff, and I was boom, being like looted. There's no tomorrow, and all of them orchestrating, and I was victim of slander defamation about me. To me, like they were slandering, defaming me to myself. Like, look, you have to understand that you were bad, like. So, anyways, that's very interesting. But anyways, I'm honored of that. Like, if Jamie Williams is and Caroline are still married or not, if like that's not my business. Obviously, I have no business with that. This document refers to the relationship with LEGroup Industries and the looting and all this case and all these problems. The invoices never paid. All I've been through since then, and also to third parties. Okay, that's important to understand. And also in reference, if you feel, let's see, there is a movie, okay, and they mention a cheese distributor in Texas and that's shipping to the Middle East, and you're like, oh, and it's a cheese, and then it's imitation cheese, and I'm making a joke, and I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible, and I'm like, and then you're like, and you'll be like, oh, they're talking about me, and you feel that's you, like, but it's not LEGroup, it's a third company, so this company is also protect. Like you cannot file a lawsuit against them saying some, and also because everything here is truth, it's the reality, and the whole story. All the parties are part of them because the reactions, they are part of the story. So the fact that they do not answer, that they block you on WhatsApp, that there's emails like with all this, it's all documented, and the whole thing is that interesting. So it is, so there's nothing like we can do against that already happened. But there's some limits, okay? We know we're not going to go into details about nothing besides what's related to LEGroup, okay? So this is the document. It's called notification of it's called notification. What is it? It's called authorization and consent for use of name, images, performance, contents, or likeness, and disclosure of business history information. So this is valid for all the parties, okay? I've been mentioning here more Texas because this is in English, okay? But this is also goes for Thailand and also for Brazil, Sint Marteen, and Ireland. So it involves this case in particular, okay? So so this is it. So any doubts? The attorney involves Edmund, Dr. Edmund. Everybody has his contact, his phone. He's been trying to call. The last time he contacted Jamie Williams, they hang up in his face. So all of this is part of this story is part of my ownership. Okay, so so that's it. Okay, so if everybody has doubts, please do contact him and make your questions or whatever. Okay, but and also we continue with the invoices. Okay, because that's also this cruise ship speed of this lawsuits is like now. Okay, we need to understand by estimations and guessing about what's the agreement. So if they didn't pay, they didn't formally require me to leave. So I'm still contracted, so I'm still entitled. And then there is also the liabilities between White House Specialties in Wisconsin and Wisconsin Finance in Texas. You know, why I was rerouted to this distributor when I was buying from White House Specialties that back in 2012. There's also Sunny Morning, you know, this is another element of the cheese in particular. On Thailand, it is there's involvement of the Thai Rice Association, because what's the role of Thai Fax too, the Thai Embassy in London, what's the role of all these institutions promoting businesses, foreigners to go to business in Thailand, and then you face of this that I've been facing with Valai, Uchana, and there's also another Thai supplier that I met before too, and so that's also another element. It's mostly in English too. And then the sad part is all the legal system nowadays, and the cyberspace, which is the part that goes to politics, which is like security on the cyberspace. How can we operate on the cyberspace if we don't feel safe? Okay, so so that's it. And I don't know, like any doubts, please contact Dr. Edmund. He's in Ireland. He speaks very good English, and make your questions. Okay. And the documents are there, and we keep moving.